Hi, this is Brad from Arpeggi Marketing, and today I'm going to show you the 3 ways to grow any business. Today's fictional business is ABC Accounting Practice, and we are going to look at these current numbers and then what happens if we're able to increase each of the areas by 10% and then 20% and what kind of effect it has on this business. So currently ABC Accounting Practice is getting 100 leads per month. So that means 100 people are emailing in, calling in, showing up at this place of business, calling about a rate, downloading some sort of information packet, subscribing to your email newsletter, any sort of lead coming in. Next, we have sales conversion. So right now, through their sales process, they are converting 20% of the 100 leads that are coming in to buyers. So their sales percentage or closing ratio is 20%. So 20 buyers per month. And their CLV, or client lifetime value, which means the amount that a client will spend with a practice over their association. So let's say typically when you do client lifetime value, you say it's 3 to 4 years, but it really depends on a business-to-business basis. So I can't give you an exact number. So for that, we're just going to use an example here and say that they're a client that just needs some basic tax preparation service each year, and this costs $500. So 100 leads per month at a 20% closing ratio at $500 per time they come in is $10,000 in revenue per month. So say if you go in and you're able to affect a 10% change in these 3 areas, leads, sales conversion, and the amount a client spends with your business, you can dramatically increase the bottom line. So let's look at the numbers. A 10% increase in leads takes you from 100 to 110. So how are you going to accomplish that? How are you going to increase your leads? Are you going to hire someone to rewrite your ads in, for example, the Yellow Pages, or a postcard mailing, or a direct mail letter? Are you going to set up a referral system to incentivize your current customers to bring in new customers to you? Are you going to talk with another business that has clients similar to yours and set up an endorsement deal? Are you hiring someone to rewrite the copy on your website or opt-in forms? As you can see, there are a variety of things that can be done to increase leads. So all we're looking for is a short, quick 10% increase. So now we go from 100 to 110 leads per month. Next, we're looking at sales conversion. So we are going to increase it from 20% by just 10% to 22%. So instead of 20 buyers, we're going to get 24.2 buyers. Now what can you do to affect this kind of change in this business? Could you add a 100% money back guarantee? Can you think of any other services they also need that you can take off their plate so they can spend additional free time doing whatever they please? Can you provide some sort of social proof through testimonials? Can you implement a sales script to your staff? There are numerous different things you can do to help increase sales conversion. Right now, we're looking for just a 10% increase, which brings us to a 22% sales conversion ratio that brings us up to 24.2 buyers. Finally, we're going to look at the client lifetime value. And again, we're only looking for a 10% increase to go from $500 to $550. How do we increase client lifetime value? We increase the amount they spend per transaction. We increase the frequency in which they come in. And we also look to get endorsements and referrals from that client. We also look to add more services now, and by checking in with them to see if something's changed in their life to where they need more of your help. By increasing your client lifetime value, you can really affect a tremendous amount of change in your business. You can increase your rates just slightly, and that can have a dramatic impact on your bottom line. If you are able to set up some sort of newsletter program or ongoing communications like a monthly letter, letters based around holidays or based around special offers that you're putting out, it can be a number of things, even an email newsletter. It honestly could be a number of things. It could be an email autoresponder. There are just so many different things. So again, we're going to be looking for a 10% increase, which takes us from $500 to $550 per client. This really could go from $500 to $1,000 or $500 to several thousand dollars. This is a very, very big area where you can affect change in your business because most people aren't marketing to their database. People that already have bought from your business, they just stop marketing to them. If you set up some sort of email newsletter program or direct mail newsletter program send out specials via email or direct mail newsletter program, you'll really see that client lifetime value skyrocket. There's 1,000,001 things you can do to increase this number. So again, a 10% increase in leads, a 10% increase in sales conversion, and a 10% increase in client lifetime value, and you get over a 33% increase to your bottom line. That's an increase from $10,000 to $13,310. This is a huge increase to a small business, considering it's not going to cost them very much to make these changes, and it's not going to use up much of their time either. So let's go even a little bit further, and let's see what a 20% increase looks like. So we started with 100 leads per month, and this goes up to 120 leads. Our sales conversion increases from 20% to 24%, which means we go from 20 buyers to 28.8 buyers. And client lifetime value goes from $500 up 20% to $600. Let's add up the 20% increase in leads, 20% increase in sales conversion, and 20% increase in client lifetime value, and that has an increase to $17,280. This is over a 72% increase from $10,000. This could all literally happen in 1 month for your business. This is not a joke or using unrealistic numbers. This is something you can immediately do in this business. But I just want to show you the power of small changes in a business. When someone says you can increase your business 20 or 30%, it sometimes seems hard to believe them, but if you break it down and show the actual metrics you want to target, this becomes doable. Again, the 3 areas you want to focus on are leads per month, sales conversion, and client lifetime value, and look to do a 20 or 30% increase, and you could literally exponentially explode your business or practice in a matter of months. So now that I talked about ABC accounting practice, imagine that this was your business. What could you do to increase your leads per month? How about your sales conversion? And how can you get your clients to use more of your products or services and the amount they spend with you? If the ideas I've discussed with you in the report seem complicated or intimidating or overwhelming, you shouldn't hesitate to ask for help. As my way of saying thank you for watching to the end of this video, and because I know that this means you're really committed to making your practice work, I'd like to offer you a free strategy session to talk about how you can fix these mistakes, implement intelligent marketing systems in your practice. We'll take a look at what you're doing now, where you can make improvements, and what sort of increases that might cause to your bottom line. You can email me at brad@arpeggimarketing.com now to set up a meeting. Of course I'm a consultant, but this isn't a sales meeting for my service. This is to help you see the power that smart marketing has to transform your practice. If you want to take my strategies and hand them over to your team, that's fine. If you think I'm a crazy person and that marketing is a complete waste of time, that's fine too. And of course, if you feel we're a good fit and want help with the details of using these systems in your practice, I'd be happy to talk to you about whether I can help you double or triple in the next 12 months. But in the meantime, what's important is that you shoot me an email at brad@arpeggimarketing.com to set up a meeting. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this video on the 3 ways to grow your business, and best of luck to you in your practice.